I'm going to talk to you today about a new finding between Ninja and Shuriken. Now, I have done a video on this, but I'm going to do a very quick overview and then get into the point of this video. So if you've seen something like this before, do just wait on, it'll go deeper into it. But before we do that, about this time, my new book's coming out, which is called The Book of Bushido. So do get yourself a copy. It is literally out this month. And if you're watching this in the future, hello future people, and it's still available. So there you go. Right, recently a scroll was found and it had this on it, Icho Shuriken, which means shuriken of one cho. One cho is 108 meters, okay? So there is a debate as to what this means. Now, the general consensus is that it can mean roughly three things. Icho can be 108 meters. It can mean every 108 meters. But also, I've been told by my Japanese translators that it's possible that Icho can also mean a single shuriken. So this could mean one shuriken every 108 meters, throw a shuriken 108 meters, or carry one shuriken, roughly. Now, as most of my viewers are American, I will do the unthinkable. We'll talk about American football fields. Now, this American football field is about 100 meters long. So what we're talking about here to throw this shuriken is the same as throwing it over a football field. Okay, do you understand? So let me show you what that would look like. So I took this analogy or this example from Krista Jacobson's video on the same subject. And basically 108 meters would be the same as throwing a shuriken from this side of the football field all the way into the stands of the other side. So you'd have to be able to score a goal from the other goal post and get past that and kill someone in the crowd that far away. How realistic is that? According to the very reliable internet, the longest throw is 74 yards. So, which is roughly this. So I don't understand American football, but this is the throw, which is the longest. So he's throwing it not from the end, and it doesn't really reach the end. So imagine a full professional athlete cannot even do this. So we're talking about a full-on professional, massive American football player who's trained to the nth degree, and it's his job, and they do it every day, and they're paid millions of dollars to do this, can nowhere near make that throw, not by a long shot. They can only do about 74% of it, roughly, or around that. Now, this is the world record for javelin. It was made about 40 years ago. This gentleman is doing the long jump, and he beat the world record by 6.5%. But when we come to the javelin, basically, this chap here, I think he's West German, he threw the javelin around 90 meters. That's it, 90 meters or 91 meters or something like that. And it's never been beaten since. So even him, the full-on world professional, could not throw a shuriken 108 meters. Yep, he could not do it 108 meters. So a javelin spear throw, the best that the world has ever seen since recorded history, is 90 or 91 meters, around there, but not even hitting the 100 meters mark yet. So how possible would it be for a ninja to do this? Now, it's not impossible to throw something that far. So the longest throw of a golf ball is 120 meters. So that's actually 12 meters longer than the supposed Icho throw of a golf ball, okay? So it is not impossible, but it is at the very sort of longest end of professional or world champions. So basically, to throw this shuriken, you would have to be a top world-class athlete with modern sort of dietary requirements and modern physique. Remembering that medieval Japanese people are around 5 feet to 5 feet 2 inches tall, roughly, they would have to make this throw. And that would be every ninja in that school would be as good as a top athlete today who has a much taller structure or stature and who has a lot more body strength and power. Of course, you could debate how much that actually interferes with the throw, but the idea of a single shinobi being able to do this on a night mission is, I think, redundant. It's so at the edge of possibility that it's improbable. It's not impossible, but it is highly improbable that they would either be able to do this or want to do it. So guys, it's not impossible. A guy has thrown a golf ball roughly the same sort of size, amount, even a little bit more. But of course, a golf ball is a better projectile, probably. I'm not 100% sure, but I assume a metal spike. It would be good to see the same guy throw a metal spike. I personally believe when they mean shuriken, they actually mean bow shuriken. However, I've been told by Alex Alera of Taisha Ryui actually told me this, and is that in Yagyu Shinkagyu, the word shuriken doesn't even mean shuriken. It can mean distance between the hands. I've seen also, I think shuriken can be the cross point here. So I don't believe that, and he doesn't believe that this doesn't mean shuriken, but he's saying there's a possibility that it's not even shuriken. So first of all, Icho doesn't have the meaning of just throw, or, you know, that distance, or it sometimes could mean one every distance. Also, shuriken doesn't not always mean a shuriken, even though I think we all agree, I think it is a shuriken. Nobody's going to argue it's not. It's a possibility that it's not, but I think we're all going to say it is. So, the thing with this ninja scroll is it's very reasonable ninja scroll. It talks about very good ninja things. It's like, you know, moving through the ground. I think it's got like, you know, moving at night with swords, night raiding stuff. So you now have to put this in context. This almost impossible throw, not impossible, but highly improbable, at the end of world records in all of history. You're teaching a 5-foot Japanese person to go into the night in the darkness, probably remembering undulating land because it's Japan is pretty much mountainous, and Japanese castles in the Sengoku period, when these scrolls are always referencing back to them days. The land, you know, you're in like mountainous terrain, and this idea that you're running around in the dark, you've got your sword sorted, you've got everything, you know, you're doing all your stuff, you're creeping past guards, there's bushes, and in the pitch black or the small starlight, you can spot someone at the other end of a field, a football field, leg it, because you would have to make this throw, you would have to run. So you're sneaking about, you stand up, you leg it, and you cast your shuriken. It whizzes the same distance as a football field and strikes someone in a killing position, yeah? This is the most ridiculous thing I can think of. But I have to be honest, we can't say that's not an impossibility, but this is how history works. You've got to put it in context. So I get told off for saying context, but it's got to be in context. You're in the middle of a night, it's talking about night raids, it's absolutely night raid central, this scroll, and you've got to stand up and launch this shuriken and kill someone. Or is it more probable, which is, there's 2 ways to do this measurement thing. So marker thing. Basically, in old night battles, you need to put markers in. Now, Krista Jacobson is saying it could be a daytime thing where you put the marker in and you see it in a tree and you go, like you come to a split thing, you put it in, or every 108 meters you put a marker in to show which way you're going. You know, which is possible because you can take loads of stuff with you on medieval times. You know, that you wouldn't believe the amount of money people will spend on military things. But I would say if this scroll is talking more about night raids, I would say probably a marker with something tied on it, like a white piece of cloth. Again, the Kuden is not there. It's a Mokuroku scroll. It doesn't say, it just says 108 meters. I also had a comment here which I'm not against, but it's a good idea, but it's not high on my list. One of you guys commented and said, actually, the kanji for cho is like this, which could be describing just a T-bar. So take one T-bar shuriken, and they actually exist. So a T-bar is where you hold the bar in your hand and the spike comes out there. So on night missions, you could strike and kill, you know, with one. And it's hidden, and the shuriken is hidden in the palm of the hand. So that was one of you guys who said that. It's a bit of a stretch, but not an impossibility. I have seen, for example, kanji juji use the sword in the ju position, the kanji for ju. So this could be use one shuriken in the cho, you know, the T-bar cho. It's a little bit, you know, again, there's just not enough information. It's just literally a line of text. That's it. There's no explanation. So there you go, guys. So my question to you is, what do you think? An almost impossible, I can't say it's an impossible throw. If it wasn't for the golf ball, I would say this was an impossible throw, because you can't get a javelin that far by any means. You can nowhere near get a football that far. So, but you can get a golf ball that far. But again, that's at the top end of world records. Okay, so what do you guys think? If you're interested in the ninja, get yourself a copy of the Book of Ninja. But if you'd like to support me, please guys, get yourself a copy of Book of Bushido. It comes out this month, and if you're in the future, then it'll be out. Get yourself a copy and enjoy. Right, guys, I'll see you next time. And just to let you all know, we are definitely getting close to that Shuriken discovery. I would love to do a book on Shuriken at the end, but I'm so far behind on sort of translators and books and things like that, that it is going to be, I don't even know if it's going to be possible. But I do have some Shuriken scrolls that I've collected in the past, so one day maybe.